luckily I haven't been in the hospital in like 7 months, so woohoo. But they take care of me and everybody, a lot of the other kids are CF patients, and well, they don't anymore, but but they are both amazing, and I really appreciate their service. They are amazing nurses. Nurses are very under-recognized for what they do, and I love them to death, and I thank them and all of the nurses on 6 South at Spectrum. So give them a big hand. Okay, let me see. And I don't know, a lot of you probably know, but this is Valerie. This is my cousin's daughter, and she nominated me for Pay It Forward Person of the Week for Fox 17, and they did the newscast. They came and interviewed us and did the newscast on Friday. If you haven't had a chance to see it, you can find it online. But I have to give Valerie a huge, huge, huge thank you for doing that. Sorry. But it really means a lot to me, and without her doing that, we wouldn't have got as much notice and recognition as we have this year. And I love her for doing that, and I want everybody else to give her the recognition she deserves, because without her, it wouldn't have happened. And through that, I received donations online after people seen the Fox 17. I got donations, and a gentleman from Coral, Eric Liddy, messaged me, and he's an EMS. He's retiring from EMS, and he wrote a book, and he's a firefighter as well, that's called the ER Loading Dock, and it's firsthand stories from medics. And after seeing our story on Fox 17, he decided that he would donate the proceeds from his book for the next 2 months to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So yes, you can go buy the book. You can get it at it's lulu.com, and it's available in paperback, hardcover, and also you should be able to get it on any ebook device. So that's awesome, and again, without Valerie doing that, he would have probably never noticed us and give us that. So I appreciate that very much. There will be a fundraiser. I have flyers in Mount Pleasant, May 30th. La Senoritas is donating. You have to get a slip, and they'll donate 20% of your bill to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Last year we had a family here, Parker, Jeannie, and Greg Howell, and they are doing a walk in Mount Pleasant on June 23rd, and they're putting on this fundraiser at La Senoritas. And they are also doing the silent auction at Celebration Cinema on June 8th through the 10th. And they have a lot of good things to bid on there. We won a private movie session last year, so that was really cool. But go check that out. I have flyers for that also if you guys want any of those. I'm sorry, I have a lot to say. I just want to, recap some things about CF. Most of you are regulars, but there's new people. And cystic fibrosis is an inherited disease. It affects the lungs, digestive system nationwide of about 70,000 people worldwide. The defective gene is a protein that causes the body to produce unusually thick mucus that clogs the lungs and leads to life-threatening lung infections, reoccurring lung infections. Everything sticks in our lungs that it makes us sick. A normal cold maybe, a couple days for a healthy person. A normal cold could put me, Aaliyah, or Josh at one point in the hospital for weeks. It's very easy for us to get sick, and we also don't digest our food. That's why a lot of us are very thin. We don't digest and absorb our food because the pancreas does not release the enzymes because of the mucus clogging and the pores, the enzyme ducts in the pancreas. So we have to take enzymes. The Cystic Fibrosis Foundation has been around since 1955, and they have been the driving force behind a cure. Great Strides is their largest and most profitable fundraiser. In 2010, 35 million was raised. Over 200,000 walkers participate, and there are more than 600 walk sites nationwide. Our community here in Edmore has raised 26,181 over the past 3 years. And I'm very thankful for that. In the 50s, very few children with cystic fibrosis lived to attend elementary school. When I was born, my parents were told I'd lucky if I made it through elementary school. And believe it or not, there's still children dying while in elementary school or before. 51% with CF will die before the age of 18. This disease is still very much a children's disease. And that's why it's so important that we raise this money for the research, for the drugs, and for a cure. But with your help and everybody else, we're making significant progress. There's new drugs that are coming out that not only treat the symptoms, but they also treat the genetic defect in the defective gene. A new drug came out in January, and probably a lot of you who are connected to CF know about it. It's Kalydeco, and it targets the gene, and although this mutation that it treats is only about 5% of the CF population that it treats, it's a huge step in the right direction because there's new drugs coming in connection with this drug that are in trials that will target the most common gene that 90% of those with CF have. So with these two drugs, hopefully it will be able to stop in the progression of CF. This new drug has shown to improve lung function by at least 10% and weight gain of 10 pounds or more. And now that does kind of seem small, but to those who have declining lung function and difficulty gaining weight and maintaining weight, that's a huge improvement. To give you an example, my lung function is only about 35% right now. So if I had 10% improvement, it would, bump me up to 45% and could possibly, make a difference in my everyday life. And, I wouldn't get winded as much, and I would be able to do more things. Maybe not a significant amount, but still, it's an improvement. And it not only will help us that have done damage already, but for the young children who have not suffered damage yet, can basically stop it in its tracks and prevent them from having lung damage and reoccurring lung infections. So that is a really big deal. It's amazing the difference it's going to have on these kids' lives, and already is having with the new drug that already came out. But it's really great that you all are supporting us, because with your dedication and your efforts and everybody around the nation, we're making a difference, and you are making a difference in the lives of those with CF. And for that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure everybody up here does as well, or anywhere appreciates what you do for CF. So I appreciate that. Okay. Now, you got a balloon, which I think we're out of helium, so I hope you got a balloon. We're going to do a balloon release in the honor of those suffering and those who have lost their battle. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce Aaliyah, and she has some stuff to say.
Hi. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Aaliyah Cheney. I'm 14 years old, and yes, I have cystic fibrosis. For those of you who don't know everything about CF, like Jamie said, it's a life-threatening lung disease that affects the lungs and digestive system. Currently, CF has a life expectancy of 37. 14 years ago, my life expectancy was 31. And about 30 years ago, children diagnosed with CF weren't expected to live past teen years. Not long before that, kids with CF weren't supposed to live past the age of 2. So as you can see, scientists are creating more medicine all the time to help us out. Every day we get closer and closer to a cure for CF. That's why we have the Great Strides Walk every year. It helps raise money for cystic fibrosis so scientists can try to find a cure. We are now closer to a cure than ever before. Now that I'm getting older with CF, I can describe some of the things I feel. My last hospitalization was right before Christmas last year. My kidneys didn't handle the antibiotics well, so it wasn't a very good stay for me. Since then, I have brought up my lung function scores by being very disciplined about doing my VEST therapy. I struggle with a lot of things that get in the way with what I really want to do, but it's worth it. Doing all my meds keeps me healthy. 50% of children with CF still die before the age of 18. And if 31 or 37 isn't enough, under 18 isn't acceptable at all. I've really been able to identify a few things that bother me about having CF this past year. I got tired a lot faster than normal people do when I run or I participate in sports, and I wonder if people notice. I worry about the way the distension looks in my stomach. I don't like that doctors want me to keep gaining weight to stay healthy, but I will do it because they say I have to. I don't like to hear people complaining about getting older with their birthdays come around. I can't imagine not loving every single birthday. I will never hate a birthday because I have to fight to earn each one I get. I don't like it when people take things for granted. I don't like it when someone says, I can't. Everything you do or do not do in life is a choice. You choose to do something or you choose not to. So instead of saying I can't, say I won't, because there is a difference. If I can fight for my life every single day when I wake up, then I just refuse to hear anyone else use the word can't. I don't like it when people stay angry at each other or hold grudges. Someday there will not be a tomorrow. And whether you have CF or not, you never know when you're living your last moments. Love with all your heart, forgive with all your soul, and let go of anything that does not allow you to do that. Every moment wasted in anger or sadness is one you can never get back. YOLO is a new saying I have picked up lately. It means you only live once. It doesn't matter if you live 300 years or 30. You have to catch your breath. Everyone thinks life's too short. Don't waste it. You don't get a second chance. Personally, I want to thank my family for everything they do for me every single day to keep me healthy. Mom, if you don't order my meds and make my appointments and run me to get me supplies and remind me not to stop to do my meds, I wouldn't be as healthy as I am. Dad, if you didn't help me do my meds at night and remind me just like Mom does again, I wouldn't be able to stand up here today. To my brothers and sisters, thank you for getting me the stuff I need when I need it and remind me to remember my purse and things I need every time I leave the house. To my healthcare aide, Audra, thank you for everything you do for me every day at school. You make life a lot more fun. And Jamie, you're an inspiration to me. Without you, this walk today would not be possible. And last but not least, I have one more person to thank this year. My 15-year-old boyfriend, Brad Hancock. Brad, you've learned almost everything there is to know about CF and CF-related diabetes. You remind me to do my meds through text and at school every single day. You didn't have to do any of that. You're only 15. But in the past year, you have helped me realize how important it is to do everything all the time. It's not okay to skip a step because it's a pain in the butt.